Hi everyone, it's Spawn Point. So I've recently picked up both the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max, as to be honest, I couldn't actually decide which one that I wanted. I mean, I literally went to the Apple Store and even holding them side by side, I still couldn't make that final decision. So I got both, but with the full intention of only keeping one. I knew that I wanted it in space grey with the 256 gig, and I wanted the Pro over the normal iPhone 11 purely for the screen, the OLED screen, and the extra camera as well. So today I thought I'd compare the two side by side and tell you which one I kept and why I think it's better overall. And firstly, the design. So I absolutely love the design of this phone. I like the matte back compared to the glossy style that we're used to seeing. The triple cameras as well, I wasn't too sure when they were first released last year and first announced, but I actually really like it, and to be honest, I think it looks far nicer in person than it does in photos. And also like the centered Apple logo on the rear as well, and coming from only owning black or dark iPhones, I think the color of this version is spot on as well. So as you're probably aware already, they're both the Pro model, so they're very similar. But what are the similarities of the two? Well, the triple cameras are identical. You get the wide, the ultra wide, and the zoom lens on both. This is one of the biggest things which differentiates it from the normal iPhone 11, which lacks the zoom lens. The screen quality, i.e. the OLED screen, is also the same on both the handsets. Obviously, they're different screen sizes, so you'll get slightly different pixels as well, but I'll cover that later. Again, this screen is different to the normal iPhone 11, which comes with a liquid Retina LCD instead of the OLED. 3D Touch has been removed this year, but that's the same across all the devices. It's not something that I used much on my previous device, so it's not something that I'll be missing. And they both now come with the fast charger in the box, so you can charge your phone that a little bit quicker if you're not already using a wireless charger. So on paper, these phones are almost identical. You could take a photo or video with either and they would be exactly the same. You would get the same results from both handsets. So what are the differences? Well, for starters, you've got the screen size. So the Pro comes in with a 5.8 inch screen, while the Pro Max is a 6.5 inch screen. With the different screen sizes, you get slightly different resolution as well. So you get 2436 by 1125 pixels on the Pro and 2688 by 1242 pixels on the Pro Max. So there is a little bit of a difference there, but I mean, that's expected anyway because you've got that slightly larger screen. Physically, the phones are noticeably different in size too, which was the biggest reason that I wanted to compare them. The Pro is not far off the size of the old iPhone 7s or iPhone 8s, while the Pro Max is almost identical in size to the old iPhone 7 Pluses or 8 Plus models. And comparing the two side by side, you can really feel the weight difference too, which is 188 grams versus 226 grams of the Pro Max. And with the bigger phone comes bigger batteries as well, so Apple reckons the Pro will get around 65 hours of audio playback, while the Pro Max sees closer to 80 hours. Doesn't seem much, but that could be the difference between making it to the end of the day or not. And lastly, the price, probably the most important factor as well, you could argue. So looking at the versions that I've got here, both 256 gig, the Pro comes in at £1,199 and the Pro Max comes in at £1,299. So that's a difference of £100. You could literally buy a year's subscription to Apple Music for that. But the purpose of this video is for me to compare the two. So what are the pros and the cons of the iPhone 11 Pro? Well, for me, the price is a huge positive as it's £100 cheaper for pretty much the same spec. It's also that a little bit smaller, so it fits in my pocket easier as well, so there's zero effort sliding it in and out. But the biggest downside for me is actually the size, not only the screen size, but the overall phone size. So I like bigger phones and it just feels too small. Also, when opening certain apps like Instagram, you realize just how much you're not seeing as the screen kind of cuts some of that information out. I didn't realize this until I started comparing them side by side. Then on to the iPhone Pro Max, the pros and the cons. So as you've guessed it, it fits in my hand better. Maybe that's just because I'm used to the older Plus models though. As the screen is bigger, it also feels a lot easier editing photos on the go or viewing YouTube videos. So I could be doing this with my iPad instead, but the screen size is just perfect for it. The longer battery is great too, so those extra hours means I'm not actually charging it every day. But lastly, the biggest downside is the price. So £100 is £100. So which did I keep and why? So for me, the 11 Pro Max was the easy winner. As soon as I had them both set up and I spent about an hour messing around on them both, I realised the Pro was just too small for me, to the point it wasn't really enjoyable to use. Sure, I could have bought the Pro and never realised what I was missing, but as my wife has the normal 11 and I came from the 7 Plus, I would have quickly regretted the size. In my comparison, the only downside was the price, which to be honest, isn't that much as an overall percentage of the outlay of the phone. So the Pro Max is just perfect in everything that it offers. It's got a great screen, triple camera setup, and makes editing photos on the go that little bit easier too. It's a real step up from the 7 Plus that I had before. So I've been using the Pro Max for a little over 2 weeks now, and I have zero regrets with the choice that I made. So to be honest, it's the best phone that I've ever owned. The screen and the camera quality are really impressive. In fact, I've actually got another video coming out where I put the camera through some tests and the results are incredible. It really surprised me of its capabilities. And that kind of wraps up the 11 Pro versus the 11 Pro Max video and why I chose one over the other. Are you an iPhone user? What do you have? Well, as always, thanks for watching. I hope this video was useful to you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Until next time.